Hey everyone, and welcome. Today we're going to dive into one of my absolute favorite Python features for making your code cleaner, more readable, and just, well, better. We're talking about f-strings. So let me ask you a quick question. Are you looking for a better way to format strings in your Python code? If you've ever found yourself wrestling with a bunch of plus signs or the kind of clunky dot format method, then you are definitely in the right place. Okay, so let's get right into it and start with the absolute basics. First up, what in the world is an f-string? Well, the fancy official name is a formatted string literal, but honestly, all you really need to remember is that it's just a regular string with a little f or a capital F right before the opening quote. That's it. And their whole job, their whole purpose in life is to make it way easier to mix variables and expressions into your strings, a process you might know as string interpolation. And just a quick heads up, this awesome feature showed up in Python 3.6, so you'll need that version or anything newer to play along. All right, theory is one thing, but let's see how these things actually work in practice. It's time to see the basic syntax in action. Okay, take a look at this super simple example. We've got a name variable set to Sarah and an age of 25. Now, to build our sentence, all we do is pop that F in front of the string, and then, and this is the magic part, we just drop our variable names, name and age, directly inside these curly braces. It is that clean and simple. And boom! Look at that result. The code is just so much easier to read, isn't it? You can see exactly what the final string is going to look like, and the output is, of course, exactly what we want. My name is Sarah, and I am 25 years old. Perfect. This is probably what you'll use f-strings for 90% of the time, just taking a variable's value and sticking it inside a sentence. It's something developers do all day, and f-strings make it a completely seamless one-step process. The output is just what you'd expect. Simple, clean, and effective. The city variable is just dropped right in. This kind of readable, direct approach is the bread and butter of why everyone loves f-strings. Hold on, it gets so much better. F-strings aren't just for plopping in simple variables. You can actually run Python code right inside them, like evaluating expressions or even calling functions. Now check this out. We're not just inserting x and y into the string. We're actually doing math. See that x plus y part? Python evaluates that expression for us on the fly, right there inside the string itself. And there you have it. The output shows the calculation was done perfectly. This makes your code so much more concise and, frankly, a lot smarter. And it gets even cooler. You can call entire functions from inside an f-string. Here, we've got this simple little function called greet, and in our print statement, we're calling that function, greet Sarah, right from inside the curly braces. Python runs the function, grabs its return value, and sticks it right into the final string. The result, hello, Sarah. This is just incredibly powerful for building dynamic messages without needing a bunch of extra temporary variables or steps. Okay, now for the really fun stuff. Let's explore some of the powerful advanced features that will truly make you fall in love with f-strings and make them an essential part of your Python toolkit. So let's say you have a number with a ton of decimal places, like pi, and you only want to show 2 of them. It's so easy. Inside the curly braces, right after your variable, you just put a colon and then a format specifier. In this case, .2f is telling Python, hey, treat this as a floating point number and just give me 2 digits after the decimal. And just like that, you get a perfectly rounded, clean number. This is so much more readable and intuitive than the old ways of formatting, isn't it? Okay, this next feature is an absolute game changer, especially when you're debugging your code. All you have to do is put an equal sign right after your variable name inside the curly braces. And look what happens. The output literally includes the variable's name, an equal sign, and its value. This is my favorite trick for quickly checking what's going on in my code. It's a lifesaver, trust me. F-strings are also amazing for formatting all kinds of objects, like dates. So here, we grab today's date, and then we can use all those familiar formatting codes, like %b for the full month name and %y for the 4-digit year, to make it look exactly how we want. And check out that beautiful human-readable date. This just shows how incredibly flexible f-strings are. You can format pretty much anything you can throw at them. The possibilities are huge. All right, before we wrap this up, let's just quickly go over a few key things you absolutely have to remember when you start using f-strings in your own projects. First, and this is a big one, This is a Python 3.6 and up feature. It just won't work on older versions. Second, remember, anything you stick inside those curly braces has to be real, valid Python code that produces a result. And finally, here's a fantastic bonus. F-strings are actually more efficient and faster than the old .format method and the %style formatting. So it's a win-win. So, after all that, what's the final verdict? What's our final recommendation? It's actually really simple. F-strings are, hands down, the recommended way to handle string formatting in modern Python. If you're writing Python code today, you should always be reaching for them. They're faster, they're way more readable, and as you've just seen, they're incredibly powerful. Happy coding!